Hi there everyone, Life DIY Josie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thrifty Thursday when I do a throwback of one low budget idea every Thursday. I'll be using this thankful or fall sign from Dollar Tree and these 3 wooden trees from Target Dollar Spot. I purchased them last year. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to paint the thankful sign or the design on top of this sign in white because I want to keep the buffalo check designs on the sides. So I'm just going to apply 2 coats of paint there, and I'm going to do the same thing with the wooden tree. Now, if you cannot find these wooden trees at Target Dollar Spot, because these were purchased last year, you can find something similar at Dollar Tree. Those are the trees that they have, the wooden cutouts, not as thick, but you can still make them stand by adding tumbling blocks. So for this one, like I said, I'll be painting them a couple of paints on the front side and then on the edges of the tree because I want to make it look like it's really snow covered, and I didn't want to leave any of those gold glitters there. Although I didn't sand this anymore because the texture is perfect. It really made it look like it's snow. Now for the back side, I printed this music note for Silent Night, and that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to just trace the shape, and then I am going to be gluing it to the back of each tree. So using my fine tip pen, a pencil will do as well. I just trace the shape of the tree to the back of my printed musical notes, and then I'm just gonna do the cutout for each one. Using my artist paintbrush, I am just applying Mod Podge to attach each of the cutouts to the back of each of the tree. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim the sides or any excess paper that is peeking out. So if you want, you can apply more Mod Podge just to protect the paper. And I am gonna go ahead and cover the holes. I'll be using these silver berries that I got at Dollar Tree. So I'm just gonna be choosing the same size of balls, and then I'm just gonna hot glue each one to cover the holes on top of each tree. I went ahead and attached each tree by hot gluing the bottom part. So this one is a reversible design. And to make it more interesting, adding more depth, I'm using my pencil pen or marker to kind of trace or put lines on the sides, you know, where those cutouts of the trees are. So I'm just putting the lines there and also at the back, so both sides. And here it is. I'm going to be creating a bottom that will be a storage unit for this decorative item. So to make it functional, so what I've done is the block that I removed at the center, which is a hanging hardware, and I'm going to put an insert here and how I removed it from the sign. And I'm using one on one side, and the one from underneath the other sign I'm putting on this side. Notice how I positioned each block. I have half of it inside the sign and half of it protruding a little bit. Those 2 little blocks will act as stoppers so that when I put the top part that I just created will not slide off. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a couple of coats of paint with the same chalk Rust-Oleum white that I used to paint the top part. And I'm painting the inner part, even the blocks, and even the outer part and the bottom part. So you might be wondering why I had to attach the blocks first before I painted, because sometimes when you use hot glue or even any kind of glue, it will not adhere well when the paint is just newly applied, or even if it's dry, it's not really totally cured yet. So in the interest of time, this is how I'm doing it. So here it is after applying a couple of coats of paint. That is going to be my storage unit, and I am going to be placing items here to show you how functional it is. Right now I'm utilizing this as a pencil case or storage, and I'm now placing the top, and it looks great. So it is a camouflage storage. Nobody would know that there is something inside. There's enough room for more here. And yeah, what I like about this one, using those two blocks, like I said earlier, will prevent this from sliding off. So you see that it may move maybe a tad centimeter there on the front, and then the back of it, and then on the side maybe a little, but see, it keeps it secure. I'll be pushing it on the right top. See there, it's not moving. And then also making sure that I show you also that this is reversible. So you can use the musical notes as your front, or the one with the bowls as your front side, and just lift the top up, and then you can just use the items that you have stored. I'm gonna be showing you other items that can fit inside. I only have these 3 nail polishes for now, but I'll show you that even though it is protruding from the lower tray or sign, there is enough headroom from the inner part of the top portion or the cover. See? So you have at least a little over 2 inches there to play with as far as the height. So I'm gonna use this to store some candies or cough drops and mint candies. And then there you go. I really love this because it's not only decorative, it's also functional. Like I said, it's a storage. I'm just going to be replacing the design on the top. So that's the reason why I only use hot glue for most part when I am creating things, because I figured, especially for seasonal items, I would need to store them and replace them and make them also usable any time of the year. So I just remove those 3 trees, and then what I'm gonna do here is, using this sandpaper, I am just gonna smooth out the top because there's some residue from the glue. I'm also using the same sandpaper to smooth out and also give an aged or distressed appearance on the edges. So I'm just testing out this sign. I got this at Target Dollar Spot or Target Bullseye Playground a few years back, and it was $3. Here I'm just going to show you this wooden block. You can use this as a handle if you don't want to add any decorations, so that you can just lift it up easily. So I'm just going to be using this damp paper towel, and I'm just removing any of the dust left by sanding. And using my paintbrush, I am just applying a couple of coats of chalk paint. And I will be linking in the description box below as well the link to the chalk paint. So I have this box of essential oils that I got at Amazon. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. So I figured I am just going to be using this as a storage for my essential oils. I have about 18 bottles here, and this one can actually fit, I think, over 20 or maybe even a total of 24, as long as you have those smaller size of essential oils like what I'm showing here. These essential oil bottles, I think the measurement on this one is about maybe 1.5 inches high, and then about 1/2 inch thick for each bottle. So I could actually fit 2 bottles or 2 rows of bottles here. And like I said, I have a total of 18, and I could probably fit another 6 bottles there, total of 24. Then I'm just going to be hot gluing this wooden sign. They also sell a wooden sign at Dollar Tree, and it may not be the same style and not pre-painted like this. I'm not going to change the paint on this one. I actually was thinking about painting it in black, but I like the gold, and it is actually distressed and it's still farmhouse. So I really love this concept that I can hide things, and not only because they're unsightly, but because sometimes I just don't want to see clutter. And I like the fact that this is a decor organizer. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and I'll see you again next week for another Thrifty Thursday. Bye!